Hey everybody, how y'all doing today? Hope you guys are having a nice ass day. We're back again with another video. Realistic Pokemon biology. Realizing Pokemons as realistic depictions. It sounds pretty cool, let's go. I saw the thumbnail, I was like, mwah, this looks awesome, let's go. I haven't watched
Have you
anything
ever wondered
Pokemon
what
related.
Pokemon might look like as realistic creatures? By their very nature,
really,
Pokemon
but
are highly stylized,
yeah,
so reimagining them as more biologically feasible life forms presents an exciting challenge. This concept is the idea behind the Realistic Pokemon Project, a series by R.J. Palmer, aka Arvalis, who is one of my favorite creature designers. In his
Bottom left look like something on Monster Hunter World, look at this. That's straight up on Monster Hunter World.
creature designers, and is so talented he was hired to assist with the designs for movies like Detective Pikachu, and I have links to where you can follow and support him in this video's description. His art imagines what kind of biology a more scientifically grounded version of a Pokemon might have, often with fascinating results. So for this entry into the archive, you can expect a Pokemon nature documentary.
Is that Pikachu bottom left? Look at this. He's actually this. How'd you make Pikachu disgusting, brother? I don't know which one's the one. Is that the little, the dog Pokemon? That looks so cute, bro.
Nature documentary of sorts, examining Palmer's redesigned Pokemon as if they were real animals. Before we get started, a quick
Nah, this motherfucker's lifting. He's lifting.
Disclaimer. These realistic life forms are an awesome speculative exercise, but not an attempt to somehow improve the stylized designs of the original games. They're just meant to be interesting alternate takes. Also, when Palmer calls these designs realistic, he means they ground the appearance of Pokemon in real-world anatomy, but many are of course still more fantastical than what you'd likely find in nature, and in some cases still possess their elemental abilities, because it's more exciting that way. He incorporates real science and biology when he can, but the main goal of this project is just to have fun. With that said, let's get started, and dive into the incredible world of realistic Pokemon. We'll begin our journey through the natural world of Pokemon in the Kanto region, and examine realistic versions of the starter lines. Opening with Venusaur and its pre-evolutions, you can see how different Pokemon look when rendered.
Hey, Bulbasaur looking like a fat MILF. Looking like a fat MILF. Bulbasaur over here looking like the guy that fucks the fat MILF.
With more realistic
respect
detail.
That shit.
Here, Palmer has modeled the fantastical anatomy of the Venusaur line of real animals like horned lizards and the extinct parareptile Gudosaurus, an organism that wasn't actually that far off in size from a Venusaur. Palmer also imagines the organisms have an endosymbiotic relationship with a large type of flower, similar in size to real-life Rafflesia, plants which can reach 4
What did this motherfucker do? He used vines to attack people, right? He didn't do much else, right?
4 feet or 1.2 meters in diameter. Rafflesia are also parasitic, meaning they derive some of their nutritional requirements from other plants. We can imagine our Venusaurs have a similar, albeit more mutually beneficial, arrangement with the plant that grows out of their backs, giving the flowers energy and...
I have a question. Well, if you eat him, is that pro-vegan or...
exchange for added defense and perhaps vice versa. Plant-animal cooperation isn't completely unheard of in nature, like hummingbirds pollinating flowers or moss growing on the fur of sloths, although sloths don't get much say in that one. Admittedly, this Venusaur line is taking this to a new level, but it's more fun to imagine a life form with a giant symbiotic plant on its back than without one.
Looks like it's mine.
Charizard and its pre-evolutions are up next, and have been reimagined in
a little bitch lizard, a grown bitch lizard, the daddy lizard. Damn.
Fearsome detail.
Looks like a
Palmer adds new complexities of scale patterns, ridges, and layers of muscle to help ground these more fantastical creatures in the natural world. For inspiration,
something I don't really like is that it looks like it's got 4 arms. You see the arms, and then his wings have thumbs, which you see in like wyverns and stuff, not dragons, because dragons, they have wings, but wings are different from the arms. And this looks like it's a combination between a wyvern and a dragon, kinda. Y'all see that? I'm not a big fan of the thumbs on the wings, but the rest of it looks fucking dope.
In the natural world. For inspiration, Palmer has drawn from the appearance of many different types of real-world reptiles, some of which look like they could be from another world if you stare at them long enough. The claws on the forelimbs in particular remind me of the anatomy of monitor lizards like the Komodo dragon, which in real life can grow up to 10 feet or 3 meters. And like most monitor lizards, this more biologically feasible version of Charizard usually stays lower to the ground due to its weight, and is rearing up in this image as an intimidation display. And the last starter we'll be covering here is Blastoise and its pre-evolutions. These turtle-like creatures now
damn, look at this, man.
Seem much better adapted for life in an aquatic environment, with sea turtle biology
like
forming the basis for all three designs. Palmer imagined Squirtle might have a long, rudder-like tail to steer through the water, and much like a baby sea turtle, are quite a bit slower on land. In contrast, war turtles seen here having a minor standoff.
This dude got a little bit of swag. He looks like he kind of punches somebody in the face.
With a quite
he
realistic
grows up to be
spend much of their time resting on the sea floor. Palmer has depicted war turtles' head fins as a unique kind of fan coral that grow from the creature's head due to their sedentary lifestyle. And the aquatic behemoth Blastoise is perhaps the trickiest to get right. Cleverly, Palmer has reimagined its cannons as biological water jets.
Why are they so small though? They look so small. Wasn't that his like primary attack? Like blasting your ass with the cannons? Everything else looks fucking dope. It looks like a beast. Look at it, it has scars and stuff.
Its cannons as biological water jets, much like the ones some real-world squid species use for propulsion, although Blastoise's jets have evolved to be much more powerful. If you look closely, you can see a Staryu and Shelder in this image too, which creates an immersive sense of a rich underwater ecosystem.
Wait, wait a second. Isn't that the other Pokemon as well? Isn't that the fish Pokemon, the useless one? I don't remember its name. I don't remember most of these dudes' names. Isn't that the fish Pokemon top right?
Moving past starters, interestingly, Palmer reimagines Dragonite as a giant
he still looks kind of fat and disgusting, but here he looks like he can't do shit to you. He looks like a neighborhood mom. He's gonna give you cookies and smile and wave you off to school. This dude looks like he's gonna bite your ass.
Amphibian, taking inspiration from the Japanese giant salamander, and basing Dragonite's earlier forms, Dratini and Dragonair, off salamander tadpoles. In nature, some salamander tadpoles do feature frill-like structures on the sides of their heads, which do look somewhat like Dratini's little side crests. Strange though it might sound, in the real world these body parts are actually the salamander's external gills. Since salamanders are one of the few real-world animals where a serpentine-looking creature transforms into a reptilian-looking one, it's a pretty clever fit for a more biologically feasible version of Dragonite. And while real-world Japanese giant salamanders of course aren't actual dragons, they might well be the next closest thing. Up next, we have various evolutions of the unique Pokemon.
Okay, let's go. Cute, but has a weird ass sea lion with cute. Very cute, very little cute. Cute, disgusting, get the fuck off my screen, extreme cuteness.
Eevee. In this
it's like a bald cat. I hate those. Those are ugly as hell, brother.
World, Palmer imagines these organisms are the result of a single species diversifying to adapt to different environments.
Hey, if you remove ugly in the middle, they're all cute.
There are all sorts of small creative details here that make this image great, like Vaporeon having more defined flipper-like feet, almost like a seal or sea lion, Espeon resembling a hairless sphinx cat, and Leafeon having...
My boy, they did not do my boy a favor. He went from looking cute to yikes. Yikes, bro. At least you got a ruby in your head, because everything else looked like cheap imitation.
Resembling a hairless sphinx cat, and Leafeon having a high density of moss in their fur, giving them the appearance of being green, again, sort of like a sloth. In the category of legendary Pokemon, Palmer imagines...
Damn! And my boy went from getting cut to the cut. That's not a word, but damn, he looks like a beast. Looks like a tiger and a lion combination. A liger, but not mentally handicapped. Damn,
Arcanine as a powerful predator, taking anatomical inspiration from canines of course, but also borrowing features from lions and tigers, which makes sense considering Arcanine in the games has something of a lion's mane and some tiger-like markings on its side. Plus, if any real animals deserve the title of legendary, lions and tigers are definitely among them, so it makes sense that a more lifelike Arcanine would resemble them. Palmer also drew the pre-evolved form Growlithe, which I think...
God, it's adorable. Oh, look at it. It's so cute. It does look like it's gonna kill you when it gets older, though. It's adorable.
Also drew the pre-evolved form Growlithe, which I think looks a bit like a lion cub. A small detail I like is that this cub seems to be playing with a Turtwig, although the Turtwig doesn't seem too happy about it.
He done.
For the Pokemon Nidoking, Palmer took inspiration from various sources, adding the
Hey, y'all see Pikachu in the back? And damn, Pikachu with some brain damage.
Various sources, adding the leathery armor and central horn of a rhino, while also borrowing the claws and spines of a porcupine for the rest of the anatomy. The result is a truly unique looking creature. And near this Pokemon's tail, Palmer snuck in a realistic interpretation of Pikachu, which not surprisingly looks quite rodent-like. In the realm of flying types, Palmer has converted Honchkrow into a much more biologically feasible looking creature, an impressive feat considering how stylized Honchkrow are in the games. Their beards have been reimagined as part of their body they can puff up to attract mates, similar to the displays of some birds of paradise. Their hats have also been reimagined as unique looking bony plates, which are actually quite similar to the bony plates on the heads of real-life cassowaries, plates that these giant birds can use as a deceptively powerful weapon. Another challenging Pokemon to make realistic is Garchomp, who happens to be one of my personal devolved favorites. This version is an imposing carnivore, imagined as a fusion of a theropod dinosaur and some kind of shark, just on land. In fact, I could imagine this strange predator stalking the sands of an arid environment. Definitely one realistic Pokemon which might be dangerous to encounter in nature. Another dinosaur
Doesn't it kind of look like its mouth is a little too big? Like with sharks, the mouth's like the whole head basically, right? They're huge. This thing looks like it's very... Look at how big its body is. Look how small the head is.
Encounter in nature.
This makes me feel weird.
Another dinosaur-like Pokemon, but with some intriguing insect-like influences, is Scyther, depicted here looking quite different from its original design. The creature's forms in this version resemble those of a mantis, although this reinterpretation also has some pretty clear theropod influences as well. Its wings are depicted as a kind of back sail, almost like a thinner version of the sails on the backs of dinosaurs like Spinosaurus. A pretty inventive reimagining. Perhaps the trickiest Pokemon on this list to imagine as a living organism is Gengar and its pre-evolution.
Wow, that looks nothing like him, brother. That's a bat. That straight up looks like a bat. It looks pretty dope.
As a living organism is Gengar and its pre-evolutions. Instead of ghosts, this evolutionary line has been reimagined as bat-like organisms, which fits their spooky theme. Starting with Ghastly, Palmer depicts this bizarre pre-evolution as a poisonous bat with a specialized helium bladder that allows it to float, almost like a living balloon. Strange? Sure, but you've got to get creative when imagining a ghost type as a wild animal. Moving on, Haunters have been realized with translucent wings to give them that floating hand look, which is a creative way to ground the design biologically. And finally, Gengar is a heavier terrestrial creature, which Palmer
started doing leg days in the gym.
Imagines as an active carnivore. Zoroark has also been given the carnivore treatment, with its anatomy now
a very cute werewolf kill you.
Much closer to a canine predator, and the stylized elements of the original design toned down. In the skull and teeth region,
you also the little dude that goes on the ground.
Zoroark somewhat resembles a hyena. And moving down to the ground, also ready for their close-up is Diglett, conceptualized as a much more conventional burrowing life form akin to a star-nosed mole, which is good because star-nosed moles are the best. Returning at last to legendary Pokemon.
Yeah, unless you have like a garden. Then you want to bash their heads in with a shovel.
This awe-inspiring reimagining of Reshiram focuses on the avian qualities of the legendary to create a more taxonomically consistent...
Went from... this dude looks gentle as hell. This look... this is gonna kill your ass.
The legendary to create a more taxonomically consistent design. Like an ancient and powerful being in the games, this portrayal likewise takes inspiration from the anatomy of extinct proto-birds and early avian dinosaurs, just scaled up to epic proportions. One extra world-building detail is that Palmer imagines the silver bangles on its neck were offerings from early humans who worshipped it like a deity. And as the finale of our journey through realistic Pokemon designs, we have Groudon, looking straight out of an epic myth when rendered in so much realistic detail.
Like
huge and pulsing with some unknown bioluminescent display, this gargantuan creature stretches the limits of size for wildlife, taking anatomical clues from the largest of theropod dinosaurs. It's the sort of behemoth that would seem right at home stomping through a volcanic landscape. Of course, a creature of this size would have an effect on its environment. Running from this titan's thundering steps is a Magmar, which in this interpretation
okay, fair enough. Hey, I see what y'all did. What is wrong with this motherfucker's head, bro?
resembles the curious shoe-billed stork, an animal that proves once and for all that nature can frankly be just as weird as Pokemon.
Wasn't
the
this
world
thing
of realistic
huge?
Pokemon is vast and is yet to be fully explored, but we've reached the end for this particular video. There are extra designs on RJ Palmer's site and in his art books, so check the links below if you're interested. And I'll be back next week with part 2, which will feature Palmer.
Okay, we probably need to check that out. This looks awesome. Anyway, this was Curious Archive. Dope ass video. Like dope ass video. Which Pokemon did y'all like the most? I like the Liger. Tiger. When Hyena's cute, the tiger and lion combo, I forgot the Pokemon. Pikachu looks like a clown though. Like he looks like a dumbass rat. I mean my boy Pikachu alright. Anyway, which one did you like? Did you enjoy this video? Let me know in the comments and I'll catch y'all next time. Quick thank you to the YouTubers and Patreons. Thank you all for the support and have a nice day everybody. Bye bye.